Oh.
Those are spikes, Zack, in case you didn't realize. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. In our last video, the team worked out the visual language and resolved, well, most of the bugs associated with using our new train enemy. With that important work finished, we can begin using those tools to build new courses, begin completing art passes, and setting up the new World 2 dioramas seen in our level select screens. Being in the middle of production is an exciting time in the development of a game, as the team has worked out the major problems, design challenges, and art direction in pre-production, which is an incredible achievement on its own, but it also means a lot of the novel tasks have been completed. This is the phase of development where it's a lot of heads down work, building out the rest of the game. It also means beginning to think ahead about all the little design elements that often get taken for granted, like ensuring the game runs properly on different aspect ratios, making sure our UI is dynamic so that it displays nicely on mobile devices that have notches, or other physical quirks that could obstruct key game information from the player. It also means planning for localization, as each language requires different text lengths to communicate the same information. So, let's dive in and take a closer look at how World 2 is coming along, as well as how we test and handle edge cases like phone notches as we get closer and closer to launch. So, you already done courses 1 to 3?
Yes, 1 to 3. Started a little while ago.
I guess I shouldn't give myself spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Gotta come in blind.
Having the trains in now makes a big difference.
Having the trains in helps a lot. No art, Zack? How am I supposed to know where I am?
I'm testing the raw design here. I was actually just nervous to put in art before I even got the World 2 mechanics in. So
yeah. I was like, how am I supposed to hit all those coins at once? That's the point.
Oh.
Come on. That's a big circle.
A big old circle.
Okay, disables the clatter immediately. Nice. I'm thinking we just may want that movable wall, like just shift it down a little bit.
Over. Yeah.
So
players don't worry about
just
that.
You don't, even if it like clips slightly, I think it'll be totally fine. I think just purely to avoid, definitely you're seeing the collision happen.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so
that's good.
That's definitely doable in 3. So probably not on crown pace. Have you set par at all?
Yeah, but the thing for course 1 is that like they're all relatively small courses. There was always like a ton of justification for par being a lot higher than crown. So crown might just be easier on this one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep. Tucked in the back.
I love when your speed like slows down just enough so that on the far side you cross that threshold and jump back in.
You know you're playing with fire a little bit right now. I love it.
I didn't have a train yet.
I love that he's just... I want that to be canon. He just pulls the train cursor around. I feel like I really don't want to go this way. You've made this very ugly. Like in a good way.
It's so overgrown.
Nobody goes this way. It's
yeah.
so overgrown. I like that. That actually sells me on it. Okay.
Well done.
No! Oh, I got 1 coin. We're cooking. Except I don't know if I can get these 3.
You should be able to. Yeah.
Okay. Where will I
gotta
go?
Kill the enemy too.
Yeah, I know I have to kill the enemy too, but I don't think I want to grapple over here. I can just move over here.
You can, yeah.
Is there a good way for me to do this? Sure.
Ooh, well done.
Save the coins, no problem. What are these? Oh, they're grapple points. Oh my god. Stinky. Does this work? I guess it has to. I can't. Oh, I guess I could grapple that thing. That's gotta be crown, right? Is that crown? No, I'm missing 1. Oh, I could have done this in 2. I could have done hole 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I think you can do the last one in 3 as well.
That feels good. No, I really like them. Great courses. Yeah, I'm excited to see the little gray box art, just to see like the progression of it, but I'm sold.
So in this level, we've started to transition from the forest to the castle area, but we're still not quite at the actual castle yet. Our hero is journeying through the castle ruins that are deep in the forest. Unlike the village from World 1, this area is much more wild and needs to look like it hasn't been lived in for a long time, so I made sure not to use too many castle assets and really let the nature be in charge. By adding lots of trees and natural elements, overgrown bits of moss, and like sinking stone walls into the ground and rotating towers and stuff to look like they're about to fall over, and so on. After working on World 1, it's been easier to get into a flow and make these levels pretty quickly. I had a lot of fun with this one, and Shay did a really awesome job with the green color palette, and personally, I just really love making nature scenes in general.
3, 2, 4, 1. Here we go.
That's not how you count down to things, but
It was a countdown. It was just maybe not the right way.
that can't be the right way to go.
I'll give it a shot.
I thought I had way more power than that.
You have no power here.
You have no power here.
Those are spikes, Zack, in case you didn't realize. You're welcome.
Oh, I royally messed up that one. I'll perfect my score later.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got three.
I would call that 3. I think I would give you 3.
Or I could have gotten 3.
Yeah. You can do hole 2 in one move. I'm not lying to you.
A hole 2. Oh, if you have the coins from here.
Yep.
And grapple, you have to hit this. So bouncing around, and then why?
Do you have to hit that?
Oh, sneaky. It's such a little choke point. Grappling across.
Do you think that's too tight? Because that is that is the solid. But there's a good amount of space in there once you start aiming your grapple out.
Just because this way is so obvious, maybe put like one coin like here, just as like a, what's that stray coin doing that? It's like get you thinking. That's it. Yeah, I dig the quest.
After the level designers were done greyboxing the world too, it's finally time for us level artists to art it up. I've started with creating small preview dioramas for the course select menu. I usually begin with taking a good look at the 3 levels that make up a course and try to incorporate all the key elements and characteristics in them into a compact scene. Working under limitations is a lot of fun, and I always enjoy creating those tiny cute compositions. It takes some trial and error, but it's very rewarding to see the results so quickly. It usually takes me about 3 hours to complete a diorama like that. When scrolling through the course previews, those little scenes give the player a bit of an insight into what's coming next.
Because I added some handling in this build as a test to handle safe areas on phones. So it shouldn't kind of put UI in where the notch is.
And previously what I had been doing was it was like a black bar, like right down the middle, which was fine, but if you can use the whole screen, you want to use the whole screen.
So you can see now all the UI gets pushed outside of the area of the notch. That's what the device gives back as the safe area that you can kind of render things in.
So the niche problem now being, and I'm not going to pick it up on camera at all, is the fact that all the UI has now been shifted over slightly, which technically, in terms of the screen space, is correct, but a lot of the 3D elements have not been shifted over, so you have a bit of an offset, which may or may not be something to worry about. So you play here, you'll see kind of the might not even pick it up, but the whole text is a bit over here, whereas the ball guy's right in the middle of the screen, his move and
that's because of the notch?
Yeah, well, or the safety area. But it seems like there's not a perfect solution either way.
Well, I could do it screen by screen. It's not like I have to apply it to all UI. So that whole start, I could have just screen centered, whereas the pause button and stuff that is on edges can all be affected by safe area, and then anything that we just center can be centered.
Is there any phones that have safe areas on the right side?
Well,
Oh my god. See, I don't mind how that looks.
actually, I need to make a note of that. It didn't adjust the safe area again. It just does it on start.
And the thing is too, on my phone here, my notch is like right in the middle, but we have to also accommodate safe areas or notches like little like the ones that hole punch cameras that are like right on the side here. So technically, well, this looks really good on my phone. On some newer phones, like the gold icon would be like covered up by a camera right there. So we have to actually just move everything over by default.
So I can try and be a little bit more particular, like only things that are on the edges being affected by safe zone,
I'll do that.
and then make sure the safe zone adjusts if you flip your phone.
A few moments later.
So I made some adjustments. So what I did was I tried to like push
Push it over, and then you made
it over to the safe zone, and then I tried adding like a minimum amount of padding in the safe zone, because for your phone it was giving me like the safe zone all the way up until the edge,
Okay.
whereas I
And-
can say like I need it a minimum amount away from the edges.
And we have to have like, are we able to do it like adaptively, like where if this can be over there, it's over there? Like the UI elements on the right side, they're anchored right?
Yeah, like I can turn down that like minimum amount of padding, but honestly I think it looks better rather than having it look like off to the side.
My gut reaction is there's a lot of gapped space like over on the right side, but at the same time, like, yeah, I'm sure if you flip it, like it works as well.
Yeah, and that
So
works. Yeah.
I mean, like if we have to do it to comply with like standards, then it's fine. But the more we can like push the UI off to the side, the better, in my opinion. But I do like the fact the UI elements that are anchored in the center stay in the center, don't get like skewed off to one side or the other.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks,
Cool.
man.
As you can see, progress is steady, and levels continue to make their way through the art and design pipelines. When it comes to making puzzles in games, it is easy to make them difficult, but making puzzles in that perfect threshold where it is both intuitive to players, but also requires a bit of divergent thinking is much harder to build. The helpful part in this game is that the mechanics available to the player are limited and unique to each world. So from a design perspective, this helps aid in the creation of these easier puzzles. In our videos, we often capture what may seem like smaller details of game development, but we want to highlight the more hidden aspects of game development that may go unnoticed by players. As Josh and Shay highlighted, working with safe zones and notches is not quite as straightforward as it appears. While these considerations may not apply to all phones now, it is important to future-proof your game and ensure it adapts to these design elements so that your game continues to be accessible to players today or a year from now. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. If you haven't subscribed already, it truly helps grow this channel and will hopefully allow us to continue building this content long into the future. Thanks so much. Catch you in the next one.